What is going on, guys? Austin here from Graphic, and I want to start off this video by saying I really apologize for the lack of posting on the YouTube channel. I have been on a month-long hiatus, and the reason behind all of this is because I've been working on a lot of content for you guys, and it's taken a lot of my time. It's taken a lot of time, and I've been working on other projects as well. So it's on me. I take full responsibility for this, but enough of that. I want to dive into this video today. We got a great video for you today on 5 tips for getting lean this summer. So without further ado, why don't we dive into it now? Tip number 1 is you must track your calories. This one is probably one of the most important things with getting lean. We all know that diet is crucial. And I'm not saying that you have to sit down there and write out everything you eat every single day, because in order to lose body fat, in order to get lean, you must be in a caloric deficit. There's no other way around it. You must be eating less calories than you are burning. One way to do that, one way to understand how many calories you're taking in is by tracking your calories with MyFitnessPal. And I'll link up a video how to take you through how to use MyFitnessPal. But track your calories with the free app MyFitnessPal. It's that easy. One thing I can suggest too, how many calories should you be tracking? Take your body weight and multiply it by about 12. That's usually how many calories you should be eating per day in order to lose about 1 pound to 2 pounds per week of fat. Tip number 2, back off your carbohydrate intake. Now, carbohydrates, they get such a bad name for losing weight. The reason behind that is really 2 things I want to share with you guys today, but carbohydrates in general, I want to say this before we get into it, they are not the devil. They are not bad for you. You need carbohydrates for many bodily functions. One being primarily energy is the #1 supply of energy in the body. So I'm not saying that you should go and cut carbohydrates out of your diet completely. You're gonna have to cut back on your carbohydrate intake. I'm not saying cut them out entirely. I'm saying cut back. And the reason behind this is because when you take in carbohydrates, what carbohydrates do is they bind to water. So when you're taking in a large amount of carbohydrates, the glycogen is gonna attach to water. Now, I don't know the exact ratio, I'm not to get into all the science, but typically, when you eat carbohydrates, you're gonna hold more water. That's just science at its finest right there. So there's no way around that. The more carbs you eat, the more water you're gonna hold. So by doing so, by backing off your carbohydrates, you're gonna retain less water weight, which at the end of the day, what that really means to you is that your skin is gonna dry out. It's gonna look a lot thinner. You're not gonna hold as much water weight, which is gonna make you look more leaner. Your skin's gonna tighten up, and you're gonna look better. When you eat carbohydrates, what happens is you release insulin into your bloodstream. And when there's too much insulin throughout your body, over time, it makes it a lot harder to lose body fat. You can't physically lose body fat, you can't lose fat when you have insulin throughout your bloodstream. So if you're constantly eating carbs throughout the day, like large amounts of carbohydrates, it's gonna make it that much harder for you to lose fat. My suggestion is eat less carbohydrates throughout the day. So back down also on your portion sizes of carbs throughout the day, and it's gonna make it easier for your body to mobilize fat as fuel. How many carbs should you eat? Roughly, I'd say about body weight times 1 to 1.5. So if you weigh 180, 1 times your body weight times 1 or times it by 1.5 depending on how active you are. Another thing to keep in mind that will really help is making the right choices for carbohydrates as fuel. So just a couple good choices of complex carbohydrates would be things like oatmeal, brown rice, you could do beans, quinoa, things more whole food based obviously. You want to steer clear of the simple carbohydrates, sugars. Primarily processed food is a no-no. That's really gonna be something that's loaded with carbohydrates, simple carbohydrates, and it's gonna make it that much harder for you to lose body fat. Tip number 3, do more cardio. We talked about nutrition, but exercise is also important. In order to lose fat, you must do the right type of exercise in the right amount. So I suggest if you want to lose more fat, if you want to get leaner for the summertime, do more cardio. Do more cardio, but do the right type of cardio. Do high intensity interval training. So I've talked about this in some of my other videos before. You want to focus on intervals. When you do interval-based training, it's going to allow your body to burn more fat, not just in that period, but post-exercise. So you're going to put your body in almost like a mode where it's on overdrive post-exercise. So this is called high intensity interval training, and there's a number of benefits. I'll link up a video I did in the past before about this video, why HIIT is beneficial, but I highly suggest that you do some type of interval training. 3 times a week is okay, 3-4 times a week, anywhere from 10 to about 30 minutes per session. And interval training can be as simple as doing sprints, for 10 to 30 seconds on, followed by like 60 seconds of rest. Now, the reason I suggest HIIT over like low intensity or moderate intensity cardio is because with HIIT, it's gonna preserve more muscle mass, and it's really gonna tap again into those glycogen sources and fat sources as fuel. So it's more, if you think of it this way, HIIT is more anabolic. It's more muscle sparing in a sense, because number of benefits what it does hormonally, but it's gonna allow your body to build muscle and lose fat and retain that muscle as well. And it's just gonna put you in an all-around better state because you're gonna elevate testosterone and growth hormone, which is gonna allow you to build muscle, like I just said, and lose body fat. Tip number 4, with training-wise, one thing I suggest is don't necessarily change up your training too much. You can still lift heavy, obviously. You still wanna lift heavy. Don't fall into the whole high repetition, lightweight scheme. That's not an effective route when trying to lose body fat. It's actually a big mistake I made from the beginning, and I lost a lot of size when I did that. What I suggest is keep your training the same. Still lift heavy, do the compound movements like we've said in other videos. But one thing to really do differently with your training is shorten your rest periods. So when you shorten the rest periods, that's gonna allow your body to, 1, it's gonna make it harder going into the next set, but 2, your heart rate's gonna become elevated because you have less time of rest in between each set. So it's kind of like, in a way, HIIT training. It's kind of like the high intensity training. And the other benefit behind this is gonna be out of your workout. You're gonna be done your workout that much sooner. So shorten the rest periods by anywhere from 30 seconds. I mean, you could even do a 30-second rest, anywhere up to about a minute. That's usually the sweet spot for fat loss and getting lean for the summertime with your workouts. So same workout, but shorten the rest periods. Tip number 5 for getting lean this summertime is just drink more water. I cannot recommend this enough. Where's my water at? I gotta find it. I cannot recommend this enough. Drink minimum, doesn't matter if you're a guy or a gal, drink 1 gallon a day. Just please drink your water. Everyone drink your water. You gotta drink water. Number of benefits. I mean, I could make a 10-hour video about this, why you should drink water, and I'm not gonna do that because, 1, that'd be a huge waste of your time, and it'd probably be really boring too. So what I suggest, guys, is just drink water. Drink at least 1 gallon a day minimum, up to even 2 gallons. As crazy as it sounds, if you wanna lose more weight, if you wanna get leaner, drink more water. The major thing behind that is when you drink more water, you actually lose more water. Feel better, you're gonna have more energy, and you're gonna lose a ton of water, and but also you're gonna be hydrated at the same time. Your skin's gonna look better, and that's the one thing I can say, guys, is drink your water. Do it. And lastly, 1 bonus tip, gotta say this bonus tip, just do it. Just do it, guys. All this information I just mentioned to you guys, don't just listen to it and not apply it. Just do it. That is one thing I can say, is just apply what I told you today and you will see a difference. Be consistent. Apply this stuff over time. It's an ongoing journey, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. Watch those videos I mentioned earlier about all that good stuff with the HIIT cardio, and then also the MyFitnessPal. Watch those videos. And again, guys, we will see you in the next video. No more of this break time from seeing you guys. We got a lot of good videos coming for you, so can't wait to the next video. Take care.